And I need to share my screen, and I'm completely on the wrong page as well. Okay.
This looks so cute.
My computer just said bye, but yeah, thank you. This is the module on delegate pre-session preparation. I mean, you don't have your delegates yet, so it might be a bit difficult, but once you get them, you can take some tips from here. So yes, would you want to kind of talk about why you think we do delegate pre-session prep?
Sure. So I can talk about my own experience that in the sessions where I could like see my delegates before the session started, we could bond as a committee more, and like team building itself. Like basically, we had a call before the team building. They just a phone call to get to know each other, and like it works way better than seeing each other for the first time in the team building. So yeah, also they can prepare like some delegates do not even bother to read the TO until the committee work day, so you can encourage them more that, hey guys, we wrote this TO for you, maybe you can read it. So yeah,
there are some who read it during GA day, so like committee work day before committee work day is actually not that bad. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, I agree with Mokhtaram on this point. Pre-session and meeting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you brought up some very, very key points of why we do pre-session prep. I put down some. So as you mentioned, again, team bonding already before the session, so that delegates can kind of get familiar with who is in their committee, and they might feel a bit less scared when coming into the actual session, and they might have some like familiar faces they recognize, and so on, just for their comfort, and also just for the team building to be a bit less awkward, I guess. So yeah, it's also to kind of encourage banter. Again, like EYP is not a school or anything, it's not that serious. So you should also encourage kind of a bantery vibe also in your community. So again, you can make a group chat or whatever and just have some more casual kind of chats before the session. And then also, again, familiarizing them with the topic. So doing more like academic prep, and well, even just like telling them to read the TO, but you can do like even like more stuff if you want them to actually delve even deeper into the topic. And also to introduce tools, like for example, you can do some task on Miro or something, so that they get familiar with Miro already before the session, so they don't have to spend so much time kind of explaining to them how it works and everything. But yeah, just any tools that you would like to introduce before the session already, you can do that with this like pre-session prep time. And also kind of to track the progress of the delegates, like to, for example, if you give them a task, you kind of see where they start off and how much they do and how much they developed during the way. So that is also one part of it. So now we're going to talk a bit about like how concretely you can do pre-session prep. You guys mentioned again, for example, doing a call and some other methods, but I'm going to go through even more examples. So basically, the pre-session prep is divided into 3 different kind of categories, or I have divided them. So the first one is the social prep that we talked about. So again, you can just, well, very first off, you can contact them through like email and or your Discord or whatever, wherever you like have your delegates, just to like get them all aboard. But after that, again, just having the group chat on Discord or WhatsApp, whatever you prefer, you like to have the social kind of side. And then you can do like introductions. So you can get very creative with this, or you do it very like basic. It kind of depends on how much time you have and how engaged your delegates are. So you can, for example, do just a very simple like, oh yeah, tell us a bit about yourself, like in a text format, and maybe answer a few questions and just get some key facts there. But you can also do a very like creative one, like everyone introduces themselves in a different like format, or you can have them all send videos, you can make them like have them do TikToks, you can do whatever you want with this. Kind of just depending on, again, the delegate kind of engagement and everything. Then you can do a committee playlist, which is like my favorite thing ever, because I feel like through music you can just get to know each other in such a nice way, and it's it's nice to have in the background of committee work, like when they're brainstorming or whatever. It's just a nice little thing for the committee to have. So I always do it. There's an example of one of my playlists I've had with a committee of mine. So definitely you can, again, you can just make a playlist and have them add any they want, like make a collaborative playlist, or then you can have them submit a few of their favorite songs and you can just compile the playlist yourself. You can do it however you prefer. Then also one that I always do is a Google form that you can do both kind of on the more academic side also if you want to, but if you want to do it on the more social side, you can ask them pretty much anything you want to know. I use it more for like a method to get to know my delegates and get to know how they work and what type of people they are and everything, so that I can like adjust the committee work and team building according to them, and I know how to kind of approach them. So you can just ask them some simple questions like, oh yeah, like have you been to an EYP session before? How familiar are you with the EU, whatever. You can ask more of that stuff, but you can also ask more of like, make them take a personality test and send their results and be like, is this accurate or not? Why or why not? And then you kind of get to know what type of person they are. You can have them send you fun facts, like, uh, please tell me like 2 fun facts, and then you can like compile a Kahoot from that. You can like have a like match the person to the fact. You can do so much with the Google form, and you can also ask them like, what is your ideal working style? What would you have any like wishes for the session? Do you have something that you wish wouldn't happen? Do you have any expectations from you as the chair? Anything, and you can kind of just work around that. Then you can also, again, just I mentioned this, but use the Discord banter channels, just not the like assigning tasks and all that, but also just having a more like fun chat. And then you can do BuzzFeed quizzes. Like you can send them a random BuzzFeed quiz that you find, or you can even make your own BuzzFeed quizzes, whatever you prefer, and you can have all of them share their results. This is also something that you can do if you do a Presession Hangout call. You can have like a quiz party or whatever, but with the calls, you can do so much. Like you can do so many different games. So there's a lot of different opportunities with that. But again, maybe with this session, you might not have time to schedule a call before the session, seeing as you don't have the delegates yet. But this is something that you can do when you have a bit more flexibility with your pre-session prep time. Then for the next kind of category of pre-session prep would be the social and academic one. So basically, this is not only for the delegates to get to know each other, but also the topic at the same time. So you can just have you can have a chat or a call where you just have a very chill kind of, you talk about the topic, just a discussion, you reflect on it together. You can have them do that in pairs even, or in groups if that's more comfortable. You can have a channel where they're sharing any information, like they can make their own research and they can have like, oh yeah, I found this like website, like maybe check it out, like it seems pretty important for our topic. And yeah, just any fact that they think that the others can also benefit from, and they can do like research together. They can have some like group research and maybe make a presentation. So for example, you can divide them into pairs or groups and have them, for example, research the different like key actors. Like you give each group one of the key actors, and then during the committee work in the very beginning, you can have them all present that so that they both get like expertise of one of the actors, and then they can share that with everyone. So it's kind of a peer learning situation where everyone learns something very detailed, and then everyone can kind of take part of that. So that is very nice if you have something that is a bit more like complex about the topic, that they can then like spend more time on like delving into, and you can have the like make a mind map, a presentation, a speech, whatever you like. Again, your own creativity is the limit here. And then for the last type of pre-term prep would be the academic side. That includes, again, you can do so many different things. You can, for example, create a knowledge bank. You can do, for example, a drive folder where they can like dump any links or any PDFs or anything that they find on the topic and just put them all there that they think are super necessary. You can make a Mira board where they share important information or write little post-it notes or literally whatever you prefer. You can also have them kind of pick out different keywords of the topic and defining them. You can also have them create a fact sheet either by themselves, like maybe compile 5 to 10 key facts in the TO in just one little sheet. You can have a look at those. You can also have them make like a sheet together where they just, each one of them adds 5 facts and they can all see each other's facts as well, so that you cover a bigger kind of aspect of the topic. You can also have them find like 2 to 3 useful articles or links each and then again share with each other, so that again it's a bit like the further research, like further links kind of section in the TO, but they find even outside of that, so they get even like a more deeper kind of insight in the topic. Then you can make, again, I mentioned, you can make a Google form where you ask them, maybe you can just ask them your like questions that you ask in the TO, like in the section of the summary where you write the questions. You can put those in a Google form and have them answer them, or you can just like ask them just generally about the topic and kind of see if they have understood the core aspects and core concepts of the topic, and just making a Google form of that. And then you can see all of their answers and you can kind of see if they really grasp the most important parts of the topic, and see if you maybe have to explain some things in a bit more detail during committee work or something. And then you can also have them make mind map by themselves. So for example, again, you can have them make a mind map on the stakeholders. You can have them make a mind map on the measures in place and how they relate to each other, whatever. Again, here is your own creativity again. That is kind of the limit. And again, we emphasized this before, but encourage them to read the TO, because if they don't, well, you're not screwed, because you can take out time during committee work to like make them sit down and read the like TO right there. Like that is the kind of worst case scenario, but you can do that. But to like prevent that from happening, just encourage them a lot, and especially like right before the session. And one thing that I've noticed that works really well is at the end of team building day, you encourage them to, hey, tomorrow we're going to do committee work. Please make sure to read the TO once again. And then they have it like fresh in mind. So they usually do that when you tell them during like team building day. So just encourage them to read it. And even if you don't do any other academic prep, I feel like you're all good. But if you want to make them have even more expertise and reach an even like higher academic level, then you can do one of these. So just for like some keep in mind things, make a plan. Just don't wake up one morning and you're like, oh yeah, let's assign some random task, and I don't really know how to execute it, but I just feel like it. Just make some make some plan, and kind of course you can adjust the plan if you feel like, no, maybe I don't want to do this anymore. No, maybe this is not reasonable to do anymore. Like they're not responding enough or something. But make sure that you have a plan and maybe a backup plan, just that you know kind of what you want to do. And again, I mentioned like be adaptable with the plan. Like sometimes the delegates might not respond, so it's like, what do you do then? And so on. Just make sure that you have some other ideas just in case the first idea doesn't like fall through. Then you can, or you should make sure that you don't have too much for them. Like I presented to you like a lot of different options, but you shouldn't be like, oh yeah, let's do 10 of these. Like, no, they have other responsibilities and other lives as well, and you don't want to stress them out. That's not your like job or your like role, and it's not going to help you out. So just maybe pick one academic and one social, or something like that if you want to, and that's more reasonable. But again, it depends kind of on how like big of a task it is. Again, just don't overload them, and make sure that you have a purpose with the task. Don't just like, oh yeah, I want to do a Google form, but I don't really know why. I just want to. So just make sure that you have like a concrete like oh, I want to make a Google form because I want to get to know my delegates, or oh, I want to have some like mind map system where they make mind maps together so that they get to know each other and also get to know maybe the stakeholders of the topic a bit better. But make sure that you have a clear like purpose, like this is why I want to do this specific sort of prep. But that was everything. And I rambled on for a long time, but do you have any questions, comments, or any other maybe ideas of Presession prep that you have used before, you have seen before? Anything that you would like to add?
Yeah.
Yes, of course.
Once when I was a delegate in curiosity session, I guess our chair, for example, asked us before the session, like I don't know, 5 days before the session, to for like read the TO, of course, and she created a Mira board with all of our names and sticky notes, and if we felt like we wanted to, we could add important links that we think that will help us during the IC and OC writing process. So in advance, so we know that we have sources, not the ones like not only the ones from the TO, but also like the ones we found. And it helped us really well. Like we had a lot of information already for the committee work days, so I feel like it can be done, and it's really good. Of course, if the delegates are active, but yeah, I think the chair should try that.
Yeah, that sounds like a super nice idea. Do you, Mohram, have anything you want to share?
Actually, I was thinking of making a presentation for the end of the like team building day. Basically, in one of the sessions where I was a delegate, my chairperson, our topic was a little bit hard, so he made this presentation just to make sure that in case the delegates are too lazy to read the TO, he just made the presentation. He explained everything and asked the questions, we answered, and etc. So I was thinking that maybe we can try it out this session, but I will see. So yeah.
That sounds like a super nice idea as well, and a way just to get everyone on the same page, kind of before the committee work. So that sounds super good.
Delegates don't read the TO, tell them the TO.
Yes, we force it upon them. No, but like, it is any way that you can get them to understand the topic. I mean, go for it. But do you have any other comments, questions, anything? I'll take that as a no.